Hello insiders, newsflash time. First thing, a topic that I know a lot of you guys are interested in based on the comments in previous videos, copyright. So we actually posted a copyright frequently asked questions section, and it talks about a whole array of questions that we've been hearing from creators around, hey, are other companies abusing the copyright system? Why do I get claims if it's only a few seconds? I'm seeing a lot more manual claims. Why is this, how is this fair? I don't even recognize the person claiming the content. What about fair use? I'm getting claims even there's no song in it. What are some best practices for just avoiding any of this copyright stuff? So link below for a very detailed description of answers to all of those questions, and hopefully it's useful. If you have further follow-up questions, you can feel free to put them in the comments below and we'll share them with the team for future updates. One specific thing is for folks who are getting manual claims where you're finding it really hard to do post-claim edits. A part of it is because if it's a very short match that's done with a manual claim, sometimes it's hard to find the actual claimed content, which then of course makes it very hard for you as a creator to remove it, and that's super frustrating. So we know this is a challenge for a lot of creators, and we're about to start making some improvements to some post-claim editing tools that will help these short post-claim edits from manual claims. It's not going to solve all of the problems like sort of instantly, but it should make it easier to manage those claims and get your videos into a better state. Of course, the best practice is please avoid using unlicensed content. That's the easiest way to avoid all these claims. Next, we are reducing the recommendations that we make in Watch Next for borderline content. That's content that isn't violative of community guidelines such that it should be removed from the platform, but it has information that could misinform users in very harmful ways. So examples are if there's a video that claims to have a miracle cure for a very serious illness, or if there's a video that's about the earth being flat, or false claims about historical events, major historical events like 9/11. So this only represents less than 1% of all videos. It does not impact subscribers or search, but it will for our Watch Next recommendations and our recommendations in general. Next, we have an experiment of autoplay on the subs feed. So many of you have probably noticed we've started using autoplay on the main app in the home feed. And so this is kind of a cousin and would work on the subs feed. So we're experimenting. We think it will increase viewers' interest in your videos, and if it works out well, we'll expand it. Right now it's an experiment. YouTube is expanding to new countries: Bolivia, Costa Rica, Ecuador, El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, Nicaragua, Panama, Uruguay. So now YouTube is in over 100 countries. So great news for creators looking for a global audience. 100 countries is pretty cool. Speaking of expansions, YouTube Kids, all YouTube Kids services will be available in Bulgaria, Azerbaijan, Croatia, and Slovenia, in Georgia and Bosnia, and on Android and Android TV. Next, YouTube Analytics, improvement to the YouTube Analytics in the Studio Beta. There will be, as a reminder, no more improvements to YouTube Analytics in Classic Studio. Classic is just really going away this year. In fact, for YouTube Analytics, we feel like the new YouTube Analytics in the Studio Beta is pretty much done in terms of parity with Classic, and we're going to keep improving it, but we feel like we've got all the major features in there. So if you do see something that isn't in the new YouTube Analytics that you rely on desperately in Classic, please let us know, because this year Classic's going away, and my sense is that YouTube Analytics will be the first part of Classic that we will deprecate entirely. So now is a good time to use Studio Beta Analytics, and let us know if you see anything missing. One thing that will not be missing is the ability to filter by sub status and geo, as well as live versus VOD, and have 2 filters at the same time in the deep dive. That is now available in the Studio Beta Analytics. Speaking of YouTube Analytics, we've made an improvement to the export mode settings, where it used to default to all dimensions, all metrics, and we noticed that a lot of creators didn't require all of that data, and it would also reduce the reliability of the export. So now it will default to you select the dimension and the visible metrics, and that should make the exports a little bit more reliable. You could still select all and all, but just know that that's a much harder job. There's another beta, a new feature, members only videos. So if you use, if your channel has memberships and you want to have a video just for your members, we are starting a small beta test for some of those channels to enable members only videos. That way the video will only be viewable by a paying member of your channel, and if they're not, it'll have like a little suggestion that they become a member. That will also be only available in the Studio Beta, not in Classic. Next, a call to action for the Insider Nation. We've been getting a lot of people from all over the world that are really interested in the Insider channel. And as you guys know, we upload every week. So one of the things that we're hoping to get some help with is with translations and captioning. So link below to help us use our own YouTube Studio crowdsourced captions feature. But if you could help us translate, if you speak multiple languages, or if you speak English and you're okay transcribing, that's a huge boost. Please let us know if you could give us a hand, or just do it below. And maybe what we'll do is every few videos we'll also give a shout out to our top contributors, because that helps us get the word out to more creators all over the world for whom English is not their first language, and probably would be much faster than us using a professional translation vendor, which sometimes can take many, many weeks. All right, just got an email with a couple more additions for this week's newsflash, so let me just get in real quick. First one is in October, we announced that a bunch of Google Plus integrations were going to be going away. So over the course of the next few weeks, you're going to start to see some YouTube features that used to rely on Google Plus start to become unavailable. However, there's a link below if you want to learn more about which features are affected and also what the alternatives are. Next, we heard from some viewers that they would like a place to see stories from all of their sub-channels. So today we're going to start with an experiment to a very small percentage of viewers, where they will be able to see either a separate row of stories from their sub-channels. Either one experimental arm is where they just see the avatars of the stories, and the next experimental arm is where they see the avatars as well as thumbnails from the stories. Today, viewers can see some stories from their subs feed, but it's limited to 3 stories. So this is an experiment to expand that a little bit. Most people won't notice this, but if you do, that's probably because you're in an experiment. If you have any feedback, let us know in the comments below. That's it for this week. Hope this was helpful, and in the meantime, keep it real. Still there? Okay, movie time. So last week, the movie was Pulp Fiction. Such a good movie. So many good quotes. And that was a quote by Mr. Wolf, my favorite character from that movie. And the person who was first to guess it, a lot of people guessed it, so you guys must love that movie too. But the first one was Subversive Asset. Subversive Asset has a channel called The Cover Story, where he does covers of video games playing the saxophone. So that's quite a combination of things. Covers, video games, and saxophone. Very cool niche, and I actually listened to his cover of Civilization, which is a very excellent game, if I may say. Okay, now for this week's movie, because last week was, I don't know why it was so easy, like I felt like almost 100 people guessed Pulp Fiction. So this one is an equally big time movie, but the quote is not going to be that discernible. So either you know this movie, or maybe you're very fast at using a large search engine. But at any rate, here we go. Oh, it's a deep one. I may not be a smart man, but I know what love is. That's good stuff. All right, if you know it, put it in the comments below, and we'll see you next week. Keep it real.